All right, so thank you guys for tuning in tonight. I was just talking to you guys about how I've been updating our guides and our albums in our team pages. So those are really, really important because that's going to be where a lot of different information is. I really want my vision for all of that is to be the guides, to be like your one-step shop for a lot of just the information. I was uploading a lot of FAQs. If you have any ideas for things that you want it to be added in there, absolutely let me know. And the album section, I was just saying before I hit record that when I upload pictures to an album, if the album's already created, it doesn't come back in the feed. So I've added a lot more of the March Warmer of the Month pictures in there, or I may upload some Scentsy Club stuff in there. So always go back and check the albums, because if I'm not uploading it just like as a post, then it's not going to show up. And I go back and forth with that, because if I do it as a post, then you guys see it, but then it's not saved in the albums. There's no way for me to do it both at the same time, if that makes sense, unless it's my very first time creating that album. So definitely check out those things. Let your new team members know. Use the search engine and the search bar in your team pages. There is so much information in there for all of that, but I just wanted you guys to make sure that you knew that. Same thing with events. I have started scheduling all of our stuff as events because it sends you notifications and it keeps everything really streamlined. Okay, so does anybody have any questions or topics you want me to talk about or anything like that before I get into what content I have planned for you? No question is a dumb question. But if there's anything specific that you want to hear about, I am more than willing to add some of those things in. All right, so tonight we are going to be talking all about social media, okay? Social media. Now, I am not an expert. No one is an expert because it literally changes daily. So we're going to be talking about social media and how to use that for your business and just all of those different things. Before I get started on that, though, I want you guys to know this about our job. Number one, we are so blessed to have residual income. We are so blessed to be with a company that has had so much hyper growth that we're struggling with keeping things in stock and things going on back order and stuff like that. We are so blessed. And even more so, we are blessed because the playing field for every single one of us that's listening to this call, every single one of us that joins this company, the playing field is completely level, because you don't have to have any education or any type of experience to promote and be successful within Scentsy and within our business. The compensation plan doesn't care about who you used to be, or that you didn't graduate high school, or that you're a recovering addict, or whatever. The compensation plan doesn't care about that. Everybody starts as a certified consultant, and you can rise to the very top of this company or as high as you want, just based on who you're going to make yourself. So the compensation plan is going to reward you on becoming who you were meant to be. So when you intentionally improve, you will 100% advance through the compensation plan. It may not be as fast as you want it to be, but everybody's playing field is level when we first start. The only difference between myself and a brand new consultant is the amount of training that I've done for myself, the amount of no's that I've heard, the amount of consistency that I have went through, the fact that I challenge myself to learn something new every single day. And if there's any advice that I can give you for being in this business, is to learn something new every day. Nobody's going to knock on your door and teach you something new. Nobody's going to knock on your door and tell you how to make a TikTok. It's like 2021. Anything that you want to know, I guarantee you there's a YouTube video for it. Literally, there's a YouTube video to figure out anything you want to know. You just got to Google it. Okay. So let's talk about social media. I want you to think in your head about who are some people that you may look up to in this business, or even just in real life through the social media lens, not knowing them as a person, but if you're just seeing them on social. Why do you look up to certain people? You can tell me in the chat box, or you can, and you don't have to tell me who they are. You can if you want to, but I want you to tell me why you look up to those people. What is it about them that makes you want to be like that, or strive to be like that? Thank you guys for talking to me in the chat. For me, people that I look up to on social media are the people who are authentic, the people who are real, the people who are sharing that they're struggling with depression or anxiety, and they're not hiding behind the fakeness of social media. I also look up to people who have good values, and they're sharing positive and motivational things. They're sharing their struggles, but they're also sharing their triumphs. They're always trying to learn. They're always trying to learn. They're engaging on social media. They're giving to their community. So I want you to ask yourself, what would people say about you? Why should someone look up to you on social media? And I'm not saying that everybody has to want to do that, but we are in 2021. There are a lot of people that are still locked down and not going out. You don't have a choice right now if you want your business to grow, but to be on social media and do it intentionally. So I want you to think about why you look up to certain people in that. Okay. This next question, I want you to, you can tell me, actually, I would love for you to tell me 5 things in the chat, because I really want to make sure that I'm getting to know you guys too. I want you to tell me 5 things about you that you like, that you love, that is a hobby that you could post about on social media that has nothing to do with your business. It can't have anything to do with Scentsy. What are some things that you enjoy? What do you have like the expertise in? Like, for instance, Jen Gray is a teacher, and so she has expertise in education and dealing with kids who may come from homes that are a little bit more difficult and stuff like that. So I want you to think about 5 different things that you have some sort of background with. Okay. And it can be your kids. It can be lots of other different things. But it should not, those 5 things are things that you need to, or that if you want to grow in social, that you need to become successful about. So those are the types of things that you should be posting about. You have value to give, whether you believe it or not. I share a random label tip and it went crazy. I shared the makeup eraser yesterday. So like, anything that you like or you feel like would bring value to other people is important. Ian Summerholder. So I want you guys to like write those things down, put them somewhere where you can see them, because I want you to also take a self-reflection of your feed, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn, whatever social media platforms that you're on. I want you to scroll that feed and ask yourself, do any of your social media people know about all of those different things? And if 5 are too many, then do 3. But your feed should not just be about Scentsy. So if you're talking about posting per week, 4 of your posts per week should be about those different things that you like. Providing value. People get on social media to be social, not to be sold to. That is the whole point of social media. So 4 posts a week should be about different things that you like or about your family or lifestyle, etc. 2 posts per week can be about like lifestyle photos, creating like curiosity, making people sit on the edge of their seat, but there should not be like a real call to action, meaning you shouldn't be trying to sell to them that many times in your feed. So for instance, something that would be a curiosity or a lifestyle post without a call to action would be taking a selfie at the gas station and posting about how Scentsy paid for it. Or getting your nails done and posting about how Scentsy paid for it. Take a picture of your groceries and talk about how Scentsy paid for it. You're not asking anybody to do anything. You're just sharing your lifestyle. Because, I mean, it's super, super important to realize that you have got to stop being Spamela Anderson. When I go to some of y'all's feeds, it is straight Spamela Anderson. And I'm not talking about anybody specific. I'm not saying like y'all specifically, but different people that I see follow me, I may go to their feed and I like start scrolling and all I see is flyers. And all I see is them trying to sell me something. And all I see is just spam, spam, spam. Spamela Anderson is not your friend. People are on social to be social. Okay. So when it comes to social media, people get really, really frustrated because they're like, I'm posting, and nothing's happening. But how many posts have you went and commented on this week? How many people have you went and reached out to? Not to sell them anything, to have a conversation. How many people's posts have you actually liked? Because conversations are always going to come before commissions. Conversations are always going to come before commissions. If you are not talking to people on social media and you're posting and ghosting, that's not a strategy. That's not how you're going to grow. You have to be social. You have to be social. So here are some tips for also being social. And a lot of people will say, well, before I get to that, I want to talk about the toilet challenge. How many of you guys take your phone to the toilet? And I know that's a weird question, but how many of you guys take your phone to the bathroom with you? I know for me, when I was working full time, I took my phone to the bathroom every single time because I did follow-ups within those 3 minutes that I had to pee because I was a teacher. Right? Moms, dads, babysitters, I don't know about you, but I lock myself in the bathroom for a hot minute to escape my children. I see little fingers coming underneath the doors and they're banging on it like they're the police trying to get me out. Most of us take our phone to the bathroom. So instead of taking your phone and just scrolling, make it a point to comment on 3 different people's posts. Comment, not like, not react, comment. You can go and like people's posts as well. But if you can't go and comment on 3 people's posts, you're not being social. Take the toilet challenge. Social media should not take up your whole day. It should only be fit into little pockets. So if you're trying to grow your customer base, if you're trying to build relationships, you don't need to sit on social media all day, but you do have to go and be intentional. I don't know about you, but when I'm bored or when I'm standing in line or whatever, I'm scrolling, right? Instead of scrolling, slow your scroll and go and comment. Okay. How many of you guys know that you can make a friends list on Facebook that's separate from everything else, from like your regular feed? If you knew it, yeah. If you didn't, that's fine too. Okay, so I am going to show you that, but I'm going to open my Facebook first, so I'm not like going all the way through it. You have to do this from a desktop. You cannot do it on mobile. And hold on one second. Okay, okay, so I am going to share my screen, and what you see over here, right here, y'all, is friends list. Remember, you cannot do it from a mobile phone. Right here, I have the word dream team. Right here, I have acquaintances. Right here, I have close friends. You can create a list. You can go and you can see all of your friends. What do you think I do with this dream team, y'all? These are the people that I'm going to get on Facebook and be intentional about. I'm going to be intentional about it. If I'm going to spend my time on social media, I need to be intentional. Otherwise, we're just going to sit and scroll. So challenge yourself to go and make a friends list on Facebook. So if you are scrolling, you can go to that friends list, and I'm going to show you an app you can do it in from your phone and be intentional. So if I'm going to do my toilet challenge, I'm not getting on my regular Facebook app. I'm going to show you the app that I'm getting on. Android users, I'm not positive what this app would look like for you, but it is called Friendly, and it has this little like weird little guy. It's a blue app and it has that weird guy on it. And once I log into that app, what this app is actually created for is like to have all of your different social media platforms like merged together. I don't use it for that, but what you can do is you can go into your settings, and you'll just go over here to that, and you can go to your friends list. Let me see where it's at. You can go to your friends list on there on your phone. Otherwise, you're just going to, if you try and do it just in the Facebook app, you're just going to see everybody. You can also click on online friends, so you can choose some of those people to engage with. Obviously, you want this to be meaningful. Obviously, I'm not telling you to go out and cold message people, but if you aren't going and being intentional, you'll just waste your whole day on social. So I hope that was helpful for you, but I definitely make friends lists on Facebook, because think about it. I have two completely different followings when it comes to Facebook and Instagram. It's just who it is. It's just how it is. Your market is going to be different. If you're not on both, that's your choice. But I suggest being on both. And I mean, even there's a lot of people that are finding success in TikTok. I don't want you to overwhelm yourself, but there is a completely different demographic on TikTok than there is on Instagram. There is a completely different demographic on Instagram than there is on Facebook. So you have to think about who you are serving. Okay. So some tips for social media. Your profiles need to be set to public. Otherwise, none of the other things that you're doing are going to matter. It's not going to matter if someone shares your story, because if your profile is private, nobody can see it except for the people that you're already friends with. If people can't find you, they can't buy from you, period. If they can't find you, people can't buy from you. Now, if you don't want your thing public because you don't want your mother-in-law to see something, you can edit those settings. If you don't want your thing public because you have a crazy ex-husband like mine who still stalks me. I'm a cop's wife too, boo. Like, my ex-husband literally was messaging somebody last week that we went to college with, asking for information about me, you know? So like, if you are not going to make your profile public, you are completely stunting your growth, because nobody can find you. So unless you are going to be super, super intentional with going and finding more people to follow and then engaging with them and hoping that they follow you back, it doesn't matter how many hashtags you do in your post, yours is not showing up in the feed. It doesn't matter. If you type in Cincy Snapshot and your profile's private, nobody gets to see that except for people that are already friends with you. So the people that are at Cincy that go and search those for photos can't even see that photo, even if you have the best photo out there. So if people can't find you, they can't buy from you. If you don't want to set it to public, like, I completely understand, but I also know the value in turning it public. I have all of those same fears. I totally get not wanting to be public because of people's jobs and other situations. But I just had to make a choice. I don't go to an office right now. I don't go to another job. So I have to be super intentional on social media and super intentional when I leave. But if your things are not public, nobody can find you. Hashtags. You need to be using hashtags, but hashtags are really important because you have to use hashtags that your target market is going to want to search. I don't know about you, but I don't even go to Google anymore. I search Instagram for anything that I want, because if I'm searching Google, they're deciding what I'm going to see. People pay Google for like to show up at the top. Like, I don't use Google. I search on Instagram. And that's going to tell me whether or not I want to support your business. That's going to tell me whether or not you're an actual legit person or someone that really cares about their stuff. So, but when I say that you're using hashtags, if you're just using, like, for instance, before I understood a lot about hashtags, I would be like, hashtag don't be stanky, because it was just something funny that I said. None of my people are searching for that. Nobody that I would want to find it are searching for that. So something that somebody may be searching for, home fragrance, be your own boss or whatever, go to my Instagram and look at all of my different posts, and you will see that I use hashtags on every single one of them. I use an app called Hashtag Expert that helps me come up with different hashtags that I want to use, but I also have Google Keep, and I save different hashtag groups for different posts. So for instance, when I do my Whiff Box unboxing, I have specific hashtags for subscription boxes. It doesn't just need to be Cincy. And honestly, it's most of the time, the people that are looking at Cincy hashtags are Cincy people. So you want to put hashtags in there that other people are going to look at, like subscription box addict, unboxing video, all of the different things that somebody might search. So I'm looking for a wedding romper to wear to a wedding dress. So wear to a wedding. So what did I do last night? I was searching black romper, boutique rompers, women's rompers. Like, I was searching all of those different things, and I found so much more than what I would have if it was just in Google. Okay. Your profile picture. Nobody wants to look at your cat. Sorry, they don't. Nobody wants to look at a faraway picture of your family. Love it. And that's probably a great picture. But your Instagram picture is this big. It needs to be up close, personal, of you. It does not need to be of a Cincy product. Ain't nobody care about a Cincy product in your profile picture. It's not a Cincy corporate page. It is a you page. So you need that to represent you. So it needs to be up close and a good quality photo. Think about this. Whenever you are chatting back and forth with people on Messenger, what does that thumbnail look like? How are people going to recognize you? Does it look like you, or is that picture 10 years old? I know pictures are like a big thing. If you want your pictures to be noticed, they need to be bright. That means using a photo editing app, getting a ring light, facing a window with natural light, not having shadows on your face. I use the app Lightroom, and I have presets that I've bought that work with my skin tone. Doesn't matter what picture I take, I always put it in Lightroom and make it brighter. You may think that your picture is really bright, even when you have a ring light. I promise you, when you find some presets and some different editing things, it is going to make it look 10 times better, and it's going to make your feed cohesive. Statistics show that bright pictures are things that will slow people's scroll. So that goes for any type of picture that you're taking. I am not a photographer. I don't have a creative bone in my body. But what I have done is learned from other people. And you don't have to have the best phone out there. Literally, you just need some lighting. Get you a little tripod. You can get them for 20 bucks. I have a little Bluetooth little shutter thing. So that's how I take a lot of my pictures without, when you see me with both hands like out, it ain't because somebody took it. It's because I've been using this shutter thing and hiding it from everybody. But take good pictures. Tag locations. So if you follow me, you're going to see that I always am tagging wherever I'm at. So I may tag Grace Creek, I may tag Hope Mills, I may tag Fayetteville. The reason why I'm tagging those places, I'm tagging Charleston, I'm tagging Carolina Beach, because when people search those locations, if your profile's public, they can find you. It's all about being visible. But if you're leaving those things on the table if you're not doing that. And these are all things that I've grown my Instagram following by about 2,000 people in the last 6 months. But it's because I have been super, super, super intentional, and it's taken me time and research. When you're posting, just like I was talking about at the beginning with the things that relate to you, guys, people get on social media to be entertained, to be inspired, or to be educated. Entertained, inspired, or educated. People like me may get on there to like shop. That's just because Instagram just put that new shopping feature out there, but most people are not just getting on Instagram to shop. They want to laugh, they want to be inspired, they want to be taught something. So when you are posting, what value is that post going to bring? My word for this year was to serve. I want to make sure that I am serving people. I am helping people. Every single one of you on this call has something to give. Every single person on this call can help somebody learn something. It may be common knowledge to you, but you could completely change somebody's life with a hack on how to do, how to change your wax. And it doesn't even have to be about that, about how you organize things, about how you, whatever it is, everybody has things that they can give value of. Okay. Sometimes me bringing value is just talking about how you're not alone. If you're stressed out and anxious and depressed, or your kids have been acting crazy, or you're not alone when you didn't want to run, but you went anyway, or you're not alone when you try to get into somebody else's car and it's not yours. Like, that's bringing value, because I bet people laughed and people related to it. So relatable content matters. Okay. If you want to also grow your following and grow your trustability, isn't the word, but people need to know, like, and trust you. And if you also want to be seen more, Instagram always is in favor of its newer topics or newer features. So some things to think about is creating savable content. There's a little button over to the side where you can click save. If you haven't been using that, I definitely suggest you to use that as well. I use that all the time on inspo for posts that I want to go do. If I see somebody that I look up to in Cincy do a post about Cincy, I'm not going to go take it, copy and paste it, and post it on the same day. I'm not going to copy and paste it anyway, but I'm going to use that as inspiration to come back to. May see something funny and I'm going to go save it. But if you can create that for people, Instagram favors that. They're going to show your post to more people by creating savable content. So this is also things like teaching people, helping people, and serving people. They also favor when things are shared. So shareable content, you do a quote and people share it to their feed, or you do a how-to video and people share it, and teaching people something. Those are all different ways to bring value. This is a lot about Instagram, but it's also with Facebook. Your grid is for growth. So when you're posting things on your grid, that is where you're going to be able to use hashtags. You're going to set it to public. You're going to check into locations. You're going to do all of those things so that you are discoverable. Your stories are where you're going to build relationships with your current followers. And that's also for Facebook. Some people don't do Instagram, they only do Facebook. You need to be utilizing stories. There are people that, if you're not doing that, if you're not posting on stories, doing live video, and just like posting on your grid, you're missing the mark, because there are people who only look at stories when they get on social media. There are people that only scroll the main feed. There are people who always click on live when someone's going into a live video. So just because I share something in my story doesn't mean that a couple days later I'm not going to go put it in my feed. Why? Because it's targeting different people. It's making me, I'm repurposing content for a reason. So make sure that you are doing all of those different things. Some ideas for stories are behind the scenes of your business. Like taking a picture right now that you're on a training call with a bunch of other women. People look for that. People want to see that you have community. You don't have to do a post about it, but you take a picture showing up for training. Like that's something that is behind the scenes of making samples, behind the scenes of doing customer mail, team mail. That's why I share putting things in my mailbox. Not because I just want to, it's intentional. It's intentional. Anything that I put on social media is intentional. So stories are just like lifestyle things. I obviously put my kids, I obviously talk to people. People need to see your face. You need to use all of the different features of those stories. So such as polls, like this or that, asking people if they unpack right away or don't. The more you get people to click on your stories or to engage with your social media, the more you are going to be seen. The more you're seen, the more you'll grow, but it has to be done consistently. Ask questions. If you're only on Facebook, you can do this too. Ask questions. Which warmer would you put in here? Yes, but not always about Scentsy. Not always about Scentsy. Which, or you can ask for suggestions. Should we go to Las Vegas or Atlantic City or whatever? People love to give their opinions. Obviously, don't start some riot with doing something political or religious or whatever. But a lot of times, guys, my husband and my mom and everybody are like, why did you even ask that? I could have told you the answer. I could have told you to use. There was a reason. There was a reason, because when you ask an opinion, you have a lot of engagement. All of those people engaged on your post, you need to go engage back with them. And then the very next post you do on that platform, make sure it's a good one, because all of those people are going to be tuned in, because the algorithm is going to tell them that you wanted to engage with their stuff. So also when you're doing stories, the reason why, if you follow me, I do, like if I do like yesterday, I did the magic eraser or the makeup eraser. I did that on my grid. I shared that post to my story, but I covered it up with a little picture that said new post and said, go to my profile for a product review. Why do I want them to go back to my profile? Because that is where Instagram growth happens. That's where they can click on my link tree. That's also where they could go back to my grid and share my post to their story. And when people share your post in your public, you're going to grow your reach. Okay. Stop being a bobblehead. When I say that, raise your hand or tell me in the chat box if you consume social on silent most of the time. For me, I do. Most of the time I am consuming my social media on silent, because I don't want the people in the home goods line to hear my gangster rap that somebody did on TikTok. Or I don't want my kids to pay attention to what I'm listening to, or I'm just kind of scrolling through. Most people consume social media on silent, because think about it. They may scroll endlessly when they're at work, but they're not supposed to be on their phone. They may scroll when they're on the toilet or whatever. Most people consume social media with the sound off. So take the time to put some text in your stories, because if there's no text and it's just you talking, unless I really like you and I really like already have a relationship with you and I know that like you're going to tell me something funny or whatever, I'm scrolling right past you because it's just not worth it to me. Take the time to put a little bit of words on there. Video is the #1 source of content consumed on social media today, period. If you want to grow, do video. Do video, do video, do video. Stop saying that you're scared. Stop saying that you can't do it. Just do it. The more you think about it, the more you're going to doubt yourself. And the more you doubt yourself, the less action you're going to take. And fear is going to freeze you. If you want to grow, you need to do more video. I need to do more video. I had a video plan that I was going to do today and I didn't get to it, but I'm going to do it tomorrow. You can plan, guys, put Post-it notes so that you have like some key points so you don't forget. Ask your people to follow, to comment on things, make it engaging. But if you're going to go and do live video, bring value. Bring value. Also, I did a video last week on our team page about unboxing videos. Everybody should be doing unboxing videos. People love doing unboxing videos. There are children that bring in millions of dollars a day because they do unboxing videos on YouTube and my kids watch it. Like, it's a thing. Kids like to see, everybody likes to see unboxing things. It's just like an excitement thing. I don't know why. That's just what people want to do. Now, consistency is going to trump intensity every single time. So I want you to think about this. You can't do 5 posts on Monday and then don't post again for the rest of the week. You can't take a shower on Monday and then just be clean for the rest of the week, right? You're going to get dirty. You're going to have to show up. You're going to have to shower. It's the same thing with social media. Don't burn yourself out by trying to do 15 things in one day and then don't show up for the rest of the week. Consistency is what is going to bring your social media up to where it needs to be or where you want it to be if you're wanting to grow. Short-term vision is going to equal short-term income when it comes to this business or when it also comes to growing on your social media. But if you have long-term vision, you will create long-term income. Nobody got to where they are now by not being consistent. Consistency takes work and it takes planning, but it doesn't have to take up all of your time. Find some things that bring you joy so that you can be consistent about it. Tip Tuesday is something that I've been doing. So every Tuesday, no matter what, I find something to post about that is teaching somebody something from a tip. Let's see. What I also do is I have a separate little calendar where I write down my ideas for what I'm going to post about. Tip Tuesdays, I have a couple of those planned for the next few weeks, so I'm not scrambling. Wax Wednesday, Wisdom Wednesday, Motivational Monday, like doesn't always have to be about Cincy. Remember that. Now, when you are already getting engagement on social media, stop just letting the likes sit there. Stop just letting the comments sit there. You need to go back and engage with those people. Comment back on every single thing. Comment something that is meaningful, though. If somebody is not in Cincy and they are constantly liking your posts or they are showing up to your live videos, don't just let those likes sit there. And that's something that I had to do a lot of self-reflection on, because I felt like I was running out of leads and I felt like nobody was really showing up and seeing my posts. But when I went back and looked and I actually analyzed the people that were liking and reacting, I had to go back and I wrote down a bunch of names of people that aren't in Cincy that have been showing up and liking on my posts. I've been missing the mark by not building a relationship with them. That doesn't mean I'm going to reach out to them and try and sell them, but that means I need to go have a conversation. That means I need to go and be intentional. Now, if someone shows up on a live and they're really engaged, reach out to them afterwards, especially those people that are not in Cincy showing up to your With Box unboxing, your Cincy Club unboxing, whatever it is. Reach out. And it doesn't have to be crazy. Hey, thanks for tuning into my unboxing video. Did you see anything you really liked? Would you be interested in more information? When you're reaching out and you're actually going to ask people to like listen to what products you have, etc., always end it with a question, because that gives them a reason to respond back. The worst thing that you can do is just say, let me know. And my pastor used to say this, and I went through some grief counseling, and he's like, it's just like the Southern thing when somebody passes away and you're trying to tell them that you're sorry, you're leaving whatever you're doing, and you're like, well, let me know if you need anything. We say that, right? I've said it. I've been guilty of saying it. I try my best now. Like, I want to cut my throat every time I want to go and say that, because how many people are actually going to come back and let you know if they need anything? Unless it's somebody like in your family or you're really close to. I can't imagine very many people actually reaching out to some person that was just trying, because we're trying to be nice and we're trying to be caring, and most of us really probably do mean that, but that is the worst way to end something like that, because that puts the ball in their court. They may be feeling awkward. They may not know what to say. So when you're talking to somebody about the opportunity or trying out your products, don't just say, let me know, because they ain't going to let you know 9 times out of 10. End it with a question, or tell them, hey, I know I just gave you some information. I'm going to give you some time to digest that. I'm going to follow up with you in 2 days or whatever, but do what you say you're going to do. But end it with a question. And if you are unsure of ways to word it, guys, there's so many scripts. And I'm not saying scripts because I don't want you to go copy and paste it. But if you're having trouble with any wording, go Google it, because it's out there. I promise. When it comes to social media, people are always watching you. Always. I social stalk all the people. I know people, or I feel like I know people that I've never met in person because I social stalk them. If you do it, why do you think other people aren't doing it? Because they are. There are people watching you to see if you quit. There are people watching you to see if you rise. There are people watching you just because. People watched me on social media that I had no idea were watching me for years and eventually came around. But people are always watching. Give them something to watch. Give them something to talk about, obviously in a positive manner. But people are going to watch you, and people are going to, you know, the saying about people are going to talk no matter what. Give them something to talk about. I mean, who cares if they're liking or commenting on your post right now? Ask yourself this: how many of you guys don't comment or like on people's posts, but you see them all the time? It's the same thing for other people. So don't feel like just because you're posting and somebody didn't like or comment, don't take that personally, because you do it too. Who gives a damn if they like or comment on it? Honestly, who gives a damn? Because you have to stop basing your worth on a like or a comment, because that doesn't provide that doesn't tell anybody what type of worthiness that you have. Stop basing your worth on how many followers you have. Somebody can have 130,000 followers, but they're not bringing any value to the world. Somebody can have 300 followers and have more loyal followers and loyal customers than somebody who has 16,000 followers on their Instagram. Success on social media or in a business does not equate to the amount of followers you have. It equates to the amount of conversations and relationships that you are willing to build. Because let's be honest, guys, there are lots of people who buy followers. Why would you do that? Why would you buy followers just for a number? Like, stop. It doesn't matter at the end of the day. I'm trying to grow my Instagram because I want to serve people. And I know that there are people out there that need to hear my story, and there are people out there that I can bless. Not because I want to get to 10,000 followers so I have to swipe up. Swipe up don't mean nothing if you're not building a relationship with those people. So remember that. You can be way more successful if you have a relationship with those close followers. Train yourself to stop caring about what other people are going to think about you. When I say train yourself to do that, it's because it's not something that usually comes natural, especially for women. People are self-conscious. People are like, I'm always say something awkward and I think about what they're going to think about me for the next month. For the most part, I have pretty much trained my brain to not give a damn what anybody else says about me, because at the end of the day, they don't feed my family. At the end of the day, they aren't the ones that have to go to sleep at night living my life. I don't care. They can laugh their way all the way down the road. I'm still going to show up and I'm still going to do the things that I know that I was called to do. And for the most part, people are not thinking about you as much as you are thinking that they're thinking about you, because they're thinking about themselves. And honestly, one thing that I have also like had to train my brain on, I've told you guys that I was a mean girl for a while. And I changed a lot through this business and through just all of my different life experiences. And I stopped judging people, because if you stop judging them, then you're not going to think that they're judging you. And that's totally a mindset shift. And I'm not saying I don't compare myself to people. I'm not saying that I don't judge people from time to time, but I know you guys know what I'm talking about with the mean girl vibe and judging. I know you know what I mean. That's not me anymore. I would much rather clap for somebody that's winning than judge somebody because I think they are being silly by doing a live video on social media. Who cares? Almost everybody, anybody that I know has preferences when it comes to brands, right? Coke or Pepsi, toilet paper brands, water brands, Dasani, Aquafina, right? Pretty much everybody has a preference. How lucky are we to get paid for our preference? That's what we're doing. We are sharing our preferences and things that we like with people. Find a way to get paid on product that you love. And so you'll see me sharing makeup erasers, peach skin sheets, what's that? Manta sleep masks, FabFitFun boxes. Why do I share those things that I like? Because I'm creating credibility, because people are going to trust me because I'm also sharing other things that I like. So know that sharing other things that you like can also bring a lot of value to people as well, because they're going to trust you because you're recommending other things. Does anybody have any questions about anything that I've kind of talked about? If there's something like specific that you're wanting to know about Instagram, about Facebook, go search podcasts, go search YouTube videos. But I want you to make sure that whatever you decide to go dive into, like Instagram growth or whatever, check the date, because it makes 0 sense for you to watch an Instagram training from 2019. I'm just being honest. Those trainings are almost irrelevant at this point because the app has changed so incredibly much. I mean, honestly, even ones from the beginning of 2020 are not really even a thing. So if you're going to go and do that, make sure that you're looking at the date, because that does matter, especially in social media because it is a constant changing thing. Nobody is born knowing all of the social media things. I am challenging myself to learn new things about it and get better at it daily and show up more consistently and find a target market and do all of the different things that I need to do. But I just wanted to make sure that you guys know that social media is a tool that can really explode your business and can really take you to places that you may not have ever been, but you have to use it intentionally. When you're going in relationship building, this is something that I've heard Orville say, and I always say that like all the different things I say that I've heard him say are my favorite, but it's really just because anytime I hear him speak, I always take some type of golden nugget. And Heidi and Orville, something that they live by is to make everybody you meet feel like somebody. And if you've ever met them, you know that they live by that. But if you can make everybody you meet feel like someone, the cashier at Home Goods, the drive-through lady, the gas station attendant, make everybody feel like somebody, because you have the ability to completely change somebody's life by being a good human. And if you continue to give and to put out into the world, I truly believe that the universe is going to come back and bless you and God is going to bless you. But we have to realize that the things that we're doing on social media cannot just be for us to get likes and comments. Stop focusing on you and focus on the lives that you can change and the people you can serve and the gifts that you can give. And when you change that mindset, that also goes for sponsoring. When you make it about other people and not you trying to grow your team, and you make it about blessing that mom that needs an extra $100, when you make it about blessing that cousin of yours that doesn't have any friends to hang out with, but really wants a community, those types of things. And when you shift that to a servant-based guide, things are going to change for you. And people can tell whether or not you're doing it for them or whether you're doing it for you. Okay? Does anybody have any questions about social media or any other questions about anything else in general? I am happy to help you out with that. Engage on each other's stuff. When you see somebody post something, it boosts it in people's feeds. Comment on it, react to it. Tell somebody you think they're pretty. Tell them you love their shoes. Like, be a good human. All right. So if you were on my team page, and I know my directors are going to be, or our directors are going to be doing a lot of this too, we are going to be revving up a sponsoring challenge, and I hope to see so many of you guys participating in that. If you are not on the Active in April Facebook group, search that, or actually it's called the Monthly Movement. Please go over there. There are tons and tons of leaders showing up and giving lots of training that is super, super valuable. Also, the Booking Boot Camp. I'm not going to be doing any training on booking parties for a while, because that is literally the best training that you can go and find anything that you need to find on a booking thing. You just have to sit down and find it and read it. And yeah, I love you guys, and thank y'all for showing up tonight. Bye.